I'm Mel Karam and I'm Chief Executive Officer of Bristol Water. I think we face two main challenges in the water sector. They're related, but really are two separate ones running in parallel. The first one is about the general trust and confidence of public in corporates, general, of which obviously water companies, being corporates, have a part to play. The second one is about our role specifically as a provider of essential service, natural resource being water, the impact we have on the environment, on our planet, and also how we are affected by the changes in the climate and the climate crisis we face. Both of those, hand in hand, are our biggest challenges in the future. I think the people who are best placed to take on these challenges are people like me, the chief executives, the boards, and the companies who have been entrusted by public to be in charge of the infrastructure and the assets that serve them. People who are like me, who have been given access to natural resources. It is up to us to make sure we use those natural resources the best way possible for the benefit of the environment, leaving as much water in the environment as possible, and at the same time dealing with the future challenges that we have. The water in the environment is scarce, and we need to treat it very, very carefully. And we need to make sure we leave as much water in the environment as possible. At the same time, we need to make sure that we look after the rivers, the watercourses, the bathing waters. In fact, help enhance the environment by bringing some of the old rivers who are now depleted back into a natural life and enhance the biodiversity in the environment. We've been given the opportunity, we've been given the challenge, and we're actually in a very unenviable position to do something about it, and we should. I personally think the biggest support to people like me, people who are in a way privileged to be in my position, to take action, is to other people to realize they have an open opportunity to work with us. And also from the shareholders' point of view, from regulators' point of view, from our stakeholders' point of view, that they can actually trust us. We want to do the right thing. We might get it wrong from time to time, but you can and they can trust us to make the right decisions for the longer term. Trust us, work with us, and challenge us at the same time. Those are the three things I would say I would need. The people who can support these challenges to be dealt with, and help people like me, and the people I turn to are public, the society, and in particular the younger generation. We need them to understand the challenges. We need to understand how those challenges relate to the water sector in particular, because it helps them behave in a way that is beneficial for themselves, for the environment, and for the society. For example, recognizing how precious water is and how scarce our water resources are in this country. That should help them understand why they need to change their behavior in future. But also, we engaging with them would better understand what their needs are in the future, so we can then adjust and adapt our policies to be much more focused on the future society's needs. For example, if they have a need for a better engagement with the impact we have on the planet, we can provide them with the information and tell them how they should be behaving, how they should be operating, what are the values they need to keep in mind. There are lots of constraints. I think when I look at, again, reflect on the past, reflect on the history, it is fair to say that there has been some poor performance, some bad behaviors, generally by corporates, and within that some water companies. That negative perception still dragging us down, and it doesn't allow us to engage in a trustworthy and confident manner. We need to overcome that, and unless we do that collectively and with the support of regulators, stakeholders, and other organizations, it will be a really, really difficult task to get the public behind us and be a really effective organization when it comes to our dealing with the society. A better world would be where we in the corporate environment see our essential purpose as being there to serve the society. doesn't matter if we're in the water business, whether in the energy business or transport or whatever. If we are entrusted with public's assets and with the natural resources, in future we must recognize that accountability and that privileged position and reflect that in the way we deal with the society and put society at the heart of the organization's strategy and purpose. In that world, I think we will have a position where the society would feel, regardless of the ownership structure, ownership model, they would feel that they actually are connected and own the business and they're engaged with it. If that happens, I think we're all in a good thing.